Oh boy, I haven't made a Giants video or a football video for a matter of fact in weeks. Well, I'm breaking my YouTube silence with the New York Giants because, oh my god. Where do I begin? I must say, I've had it with this franchise. This team has legitimately become a poverty franchise. This team is pathetic. Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman, you need to go.
Bye, Felicia.
All Joe Judge likes to do is talk, but he doesn't practice what he preaches. The reason I haven't made a video on the Giants in a while is because I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but you know what? I see other Giants content creators making videos. I may as well do it too. You guys are putting it out there for everyone. I gotta do my part too. And John Mara, you know us fans are fed up at this point, right? Do you not feel the same way? You heard the boos coming your way during Eli Manning's number retirement ceremony, right? You were obviously aware, right? So yeah, it's Nick, by the way, for those who are new. I'm a huge sports fan, been a diehard New York Giants fan for most of my life, and this team, at this point, they've broken me. They've broken me weeks ago, but now, like, as if I couldn't already feel more broken weeks ago, here I am now just feeling like it's rock bottom. If you're a Giants fan too, and want some therapy, sure, feel free to drop a like. And if you want to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more sports content, obviously not just rant videos, that'd be much appreciated. And also, if you want to follow me on social media for more immediate reactions, I'll follow you back. The links are in the description. All your support is much appreciated. So training camp, when they had the fight with Daniel Jones at the bottom of the pile, I made a video about that, and I thought, hey, just a fight with teammates, this isn't something that's new in sports. In fact, sometimes it can be good for the team because it can bring guys closer together. As long as it's just not a reoccurring thing. Just we don't want our quarterback at the bottom of this. But you know what? Now I think that may have been the first red flag for this season. Obviously, there have been more than enough red flags in years past, but for this particular season, yeah, the training camp fight may have been the first one. And remember the first game of the season when Joe Judge didn't even know the rules and challenged a touchdown? One that we saw was clearly a touchdown when it was live, but also wasting a challenge on a play he should have known was going to be reviewed anyways. Just how horrible of a coach he is just doesn't stop there. Joe Judge preaches fundamentals all the time, yet this team has none of them. I don't think they even know how to spell fundamentals. No discipline whatsoever, although the face mask call on Tay Crowder was some bullshit. I thought the taunting penalty was too at first, okay? It's a bad rule, but it is a rule. You can't get that close to somebody and point your finger. I don't even know if what Elijah Penny did was intentional because it sure wasn't malicious. However, you do need to be smarter than that. You wasted a great play that you just made. Right now, this team is 9th in penalties. And okay, they could be a lot worse, sure. No doubt about that. However, want to know who's dead last in penalties right now this season? The LA Rams. And you know what their record is? They're 7-1. You need discipline to win games. Although the Chiefs actually committed more penalties in this game, and they've committed more this season, that's been part of their problem this year. However, they actually managed to win this game, when really this was a game that the Giants should have won, and we could say this about plenty of other games this season. The Chiefs have the 31st ranked defense, yet this offense just couldn't stay on the field. The Giants had 25 minutes and 22 seconds time of possession in this game. The Chiefs, 34 minutes and 38 seconds. Yeah, this team has injuries. You know what? So does everyone else. So, next man up. Really, what has Joe Judge done to earn a third year? Last year, because things have been so bad for years, 6-10 was something to celebrate and feel optimistic about. Since Tom Coughlin, it's about to be the third coaching change, or at least it should be. When can we get a coach that can last at least 3 years? Ben McAdoo didn't even last 2 full seasons, and Pat Shurmur only lasted 2. You obviously don't want to change coaches too often. We've seen other dysfunctional franchises do this, like the Jets, the Lions, the Browns, or the Bills before more recent years. But because Joe Judge is clearly incompetent, just all talk, no action, he definitely has to go. He has not earned a third season. He sure walked into a bad situation last year. It's fair to say that about last year. And he sure had us fooled last year when the team went 5-3 in the second half of the season. This year though, he's been arguably the worst coach in the NFL. He's definitely in the discussion for worst coaches in the NFL. I don't know who I'd actually put at the top, but there's no way Joe Judge is not a contender for that. The defense, something that has regressed real badly this year. For once, actually wasn't so bad. They even held Travis Kelce to just 4 catches for 27 yards. We can also consider the fact that Patrick Mahomes has not brought his A game this year. Perhaps that could be another video topic some other time, since I don't want my football content to only be Giants content. But still, it was a great job by the defense. And because the defense was so good for the most part of the game, outside of some dumb penalties such as the offsides on Zimenez or also the unnecessary roughness on Tay Crowder. Yeah, the Tay Crowder face mask was bullshit, but the unnecessary roughness, that was stupidity on Tay Crowder's part. But because the defense was so good for most of the game, this was a game that the Giants should have won, but they lost because of poor coaching, not on Patrick Graham, but Joe Judge and Jason Garrett. The face masks though that I brought up earlier, that actually had me saying I'm blind, I'm deaf, I want to be a ref. But still, we're not blaming the refs here. Gotta hold the guys in the team accountable. Blaming the refs, that's a loser's mentality. And you know what else? 10 minutes into this recording, I haven't even brought this up yet, but oh my god, it made me so flabbergasted. Joe Judge actually blamed all the burned timeouts on headset issues. I don't know if this is actually true. Sounds bizarre if it is. But if it is true, it really took you 8 weeks into the season to even address this? How did it take you 8 weeks into the season to figure this out?
What kind of shit is that?
You just have no clock management skills whatsoever. It's pathetic. And perhaps you need to be the one taking accountability instead of blaming something as stupid as the fucking headsets. Also, about the play calling, John Ross made one spectacular catch, only had the ball thrown to him 2 other times the rest of the game. Or why not get Kadarius Toney more involved? You drafted him in the first round for a reason, and he's done good enough to show that he does belong here. Where I won't blame the coaching though, I'll point to a specific player, Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton was solid as a rookie, but even then we knew he wasn't a number 1. Now we know exactly why he was a 5th round pick. He's got butterfingers. He's got stone hands. Daniel Jones, I do believe that he's been set up for failure since day 1. For the most part. However, he's not above criticism, he's not free of blame. Some of his decision making is definitely piss poor, and that's not something new for him. Honestly, nobody on this team should be considered safe. Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman, they need to be the first to go. Oh, and Jason Garrett too. Dave Gettleman said that he would fix the offensive line when he came in. It feels like we're beating a dead horse when it comes to this. The product that's on the field for the Giants that he put out, that he said he would fix, in fact, he promised he would fix, well,
you're garbage.
I've been back and forth on the Dave Gettleman train. I gave him the benefit of the doubt when he came in, knowing that he walked into a bad situation. However, nothing's gotten better since he came in. I'm no longer on the Dave Gettleman train, and I'm never getting back on. He needs to go now. For Joe Judge, I think we can learn a very important lesson here. Here's the Bill Belichick coaching tree. Yes, Bill Belichick is a legend, arguably the greatest head coach of all time. That doesn't mean your assistants become great head coaches. In basketball, Phil Jackson's coaching tree includes Brian Shaw, Kurt Rambis, if Luke Walton counts, him too, Greg Popovich. Well, at least Mike Budenholzer's resume looks really good with a championship and 2 Coach of the Year awards, but he hasn't always been great. Last year in the playoffs, I think he finally learned how to make adjustments. However, adjustments were a big problem of his, and also not utilizing Giannis the way he should have. Yes, that's been a problem. However, I think we can give him a pass for the fact that he at least did win a championship. But then there's Jim Boylan, arguably the worst head coach ever. And also Brett Brown, who was also terrible, and the Sixers were making the playoffs in spite of him. Just because you're a great head coach doesn't mean you're good at developing your assistants into good head coaches. In football, okay, Bill Parcells had Tom Coughlin and Bill Belichick. If you want to name me more coaches in any sport that have great coaching trees, feel free to comment down below. But my point is, just because you're a great head coach doesn't mean that your assistants will also become great head coaches. Bill Belichick is a shining example of this. And in basketball, Phil Jackson is very much a shining example of this. Greg Popovich, too. Mike Budenholzer is somewhat of an outlier. I wouldn't say Mike Budenholzer has always been a great coach, but hey, at least he won a championship. He's had 2 others that were just absolutely horrible, though. This was a failure of a rebuild by Dave Gettleman. Joe Judge is a failure of a coach. It's time to clean the house. I know I've said this before. I'll say it again. I don't believe anyone on this team should be considered safe. With what this team has right now, they're not going anywhere. It's time to do the rebuild all over again. And that may not sound like being a very functional franchise. That may sound like being an even more dysfunctional franchise, but clearly the way this rebuild has already gone has been a total train wreck. So I think us Giants fans are going to have to hang tight because this franchise, it's become such a laughing stock. I'm pretty much lost for words at this point, but all right. Rant over. If you want to like the video, that'd be much appreciated. If you want to subscribe and hit the notification bell, trust me, not every video is like this. I will make more videos that don't seem like a chore to make, but this one, I just had to break my silence with the Giants on YouTube. Of course, I've been saying plenty on social media, so if you want to follow me on social media, I will follow you back. I couldn't go any longer without making a New York Giants video. And yeah, it's frustrating. But also, just a heads up, this month I'm expecting it to be a little bit of a quiet month because I'm a little busy this month. Unless this video is what happens to blow up and gets me monetized and I can hire an editor as soon as I'm monetized so I can save time and be able to push out more content, then I might actually make more than I'm currently anticipating. But if you want more content from me, yeah, I'll be happy to have you subscribe and we can definitely interact. We can vent with each other about the Giants. Or if you're not a Giants fan, then yeah, as long as you're respectful, you can feel free to ridicule my team. So, alright, I'm signing off. Thanks for watching. John Mara, sell the team. The Giants, clean the house. You suck. Well, I still love this team, always will, but truth is, they suck. Bye.